When is the best time to do no contact with a dismissive avoidant partner if you are an anxious preoccupied partner? And even more specifically, when can you implement no contact to make it most effective? I'm going to answer those questions in this video. Hi, I'm Katya Morozova. I'm a personal and relationship coach, and I help people overcome heartbreak. I also help them understand themselves and their partners, and I do this through attachment theory. If that sounds interesting to you, then definitely subscribe to my channel or stick around and watch this video. Let's get into when is the most effective time to do no contact in a dismissive, anxious dynamic. And this is post-breakup, so you've already broken up and now you're trying to figure out when is the right time to do no contact. So I wouldn't do no contact if you and your dismissive avoidant partner are actually collaboratively trying to figure out the relationship, working with one another to sort through some challenges, or you're kind of in the middle of trying to figure out if this is going to work. And that looks like actively being engaged and in communication. Pretty much any other time I would go ahead and do no contact. I don't see, and this is with any attachment style, I don't see the point of maintaining contact with someone who's choosing not to be with you. You know, if you are clear that you want a romantic relationship and this person does not, I don't really see the purpose of sticking around and staying in communication. You know, a lot of times the only reason that people do this is for comfort, for the hope that something is going to change, for the hope that they're going to convince their ex to come back. And these are not really great reasons to stay in communication. So the best time to do no contact is anytime a partner who has a dismissive avoidant attachment style says that they don't want to be with you anymore, or they're unclear about how they feel, which basically means the same thing. You're not doing yourself a service by sticking around and being friends or friends with benefits with this person if what you want with them is a romantic relationship. Now, of course, if you're okay with being friends with benefits or just friends, by all means, don't do no contact with them because that's what you want. But if you are, this is where you have to be really honest with yourself about what it is that you really want. If you want a committed romantic relationship and you're not interested in being friends, and especially right out of the gate, then it's okay to do no contact and to not be in communication with this individual. Here's the thing. The anxious preoccupied attachment style is deeply, deeply afraid of being abandoned. And so guess what? When people have this attachment style, they think that abandoning, or the idea of quote unquote abandoning someone else, is something that they could never conceive of because they would never want to do that, want that done to them. But here's an unpopular opinion about abandonment. Adults can't really abandon each other, not in the way that a parent can abandon a child. Adults are fully autonomous, mature human beings who can take care of themselves and meet their own needs. And yes, of course, there are some needs that, you're not going to meet on your own, that you're only going to meet in a relationship, and relationships are beautiful for that. But the reality is that doing no contact does not mean that you are abandoning your ex. In terms of the most effective time to do no contact, and again, let's just say the relationship is over and this person has broken up with you, or they're on the fence about the relationship. And I differentiate this from someone who is not on the fence about you, but needs to work through some challenges on their own, knows that they have some challenges to work through, and wants to work through those challenges and has let you know that they want to do that. This is distinct. I'm talking about someone who is wishy-washy about how they feel about you. This might as well be the same thing as someone who doesn't want to be with you, and I put it in the same category. So if that is where you're at, if this is where, this person is, then the most effective time to do no contact is immediately. There's really no reason to stick around and, help this person change their mind, because they have already made a decision about you. And likely sticking around is not only not going to change their mind, but also it's going to make them think that you don't have a lot of respect for yourself if you are sticking around and pining over them when they no longer want you. So the most secure thing that you can do is you can do no contact immediately. In the void of no contact, or in the space of no contact, if this person, with this attachment style just, realizes that they made a mistake and comes back to you, it's going to happen in the space of not being with you and in the space of missing you, and in the space of having some time to really consider you as a partner. And people with this attachment style do that on their own. They are solo processors, so they need a lot of space and time to consider things. So if they're going to change their mind after having such a kind of firm stance about the relationship and about how they feel about you, then it's in your best interest to not reach out. Now, what you do during no contact matters so much more than no contact itself. The only time that a relationship really works after no contact is if there are two different people coming to the table to try the relationship again. And the reality is that this never happens overnight. This happens over time, and this happens while growing as individuals and often separately. Because the reality is that when a relationship ends, it probably ended for a reason, probably not just for one argument that you guys got into or one miscommunication, but it was bubbling under the surface for a period of time. So if you really want to, reapproach your ex from a completely different space, mental and emotional space, if you think that maybe no contact is actually a really good idea for you, and in the interim of no contact, you want to grow as a person, move towards earn secure, recover from this heartbreak, and heal your attachment wounds, both present and past, then I highly recommend that you apply for my 3-month program, Recover, Restore, Reconnect. This is what we do in that program, is we help you move from an insecure attachment style to a secure attachment style. Through working through heartbreak is a very pivotal time in life and for a human being. A lot of times we're kind of just, going along, and we're not really thinking about how we approach relationships. We're not really thinking about, we're not conscious in the way that we approach relationships. And when a breakup happens, it's like it awakens us, and it starts to show us the cracks in the way that we view ourselves, and the way that we view others, and this space between. And that can be incredibly valuable, albeit painful, it can be an incredibly valuable time to grow, to look at yourself in a new way, and to create new ways of relating with romantic partners. You know, to look at your shadow and to work with that shadow that is often right at the surface when we experience intense heartbreak. So that's why I focus on heartbreak and why we move towards earn secure after heartbreak, because it provides us this opening for growth and for putting ourselves back together in a new way. So if that type of, kind of spiritual journey sounds interesting to you, if you want to put yourself back together in a new way that that approaches relationships from a healthier space, that manages your triggers appropriately in relationship and attracts quality people into your life, and possibly even your ex, if that person is really quality, then definitely apply for this program. It's going to be in the description below. I hope you liked this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I would really love it if you stuck around for a while. My next video is on dismissive avoidance and no contact. It's going to be right up here. Next up in this series, dismissive avoidance and no contact. All right, I hope you enjoy it so much, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.